While some areas of copyright law can be complicated enough to cause copyright lawyers sleepless nights, the basics are very simple. Armed with some simple principles, you can save yourself from running afoul of copyright law. Copyright infringement is the use of works protected by copyright law without permission, infringing certain exclusive rights granted to the copyright holder, such as the right to reproduce, distribute, display or perform the protected work, or to make derivative works. Copyright holders routinely invoke legal and technological measures to prevent and penalize copyright infringement. Exclusive rights. The copyright holder has exclusive right to his or her work, and those rights are protected by copyright law. Copyright is automatic. As soon as something is captured in a fixed format, such as being written down or recorded, it's a good idea to use the copyright symbol, as it reminds people that the work is protected by law. Copyright holders have the exclusive right to distribute, perform and display their work, and the right to create a derivative work, like when a book is made into a movie. This is why you may need permission if you want to email published research to your project team or customer, post an article on an internet site, reprint an article in a company newsletter, post a news story about a company on your website, or make photocopy of articles for a meeting. So to avoid copyright violation, you must understand the law. Know what copyrights protect. Copyright law protects a lot of things: books, magazine or online articles, songs, screenplays, choreography, photos, artworks, podcasts, and softwares. They are all protected by copyright. Know what isn't protected. But not everything. Ideas, facts, and data are not protected by copyright law. Logos and taglines aren't either, although they might be protected by trademark law. Don't confuse copyrights, trademarks, and other forms of intellectual property. The term intellectual property itself has led to these very different things being confused with each other. Trademarks, for example, forbid using certain words, marks, symbols, and so on within certain contexts to protect consumers from misrepresentation. Copyright would not prevent you from, for example, writing some new text editor software and calling it Microsoft Text Editor, but trademark law would. Learn about the public domain laws for your jurisdiction. Public domain is shorthand for uncopyrighted, not publicly distributed. A work can be out of copyright due to age, by the nature of authorship, or other reasons. Penalties for infringement. In Vietnam, a fine of from 200,000 dong to 70 million dong shall be applied to the unauthorized multiplication, republication, duplication and dubbing of copyrighted works, articles and programs. The citations of another's works without indicating the author's name and the source of the work shall be fined from 200,000 dong to 500,000 dong. A fine of from 3 million dong to 10 million dong shall be imposed on persons who without the permission from the owner conduct the translation, mutilation, adaptation, or alteration of works. Avoiding infringement. Don't take everything from the internet. In nearly all jurisdictions, it is not necessary for a work to have an explicit copyright notice for it to be copyrighted. It is also not necessary for copyright in a work to be registered. This simply makes it easier to be compensated in court. Understand fair use. Fair use recognizes that certain uses of the copyright-protected work do not require permission from the copyright holder. Fair use allows for the use of the copyright-protected work for commentary, parody, news reporting, research and education. U.S. Copyright Act lists 4 factors to help determine when a use may be considered fair use. The first is the purpose and character of the use. If the use is intended to help derive financial or other business benefit, then it is less likely to be considered fair use. That usually ends the analysis for most business uses. Next is the nature of the copyrighted work. The use of a purely factual work is more likely to be considered fair use than the use of a creative work. Third, an evaluation of the amount and substantiality considers how much of the work was used. Even a small portion may be too much to qualify as fair use of what is used. Is the part of the work. And finally, fair use considers the effect of the use on the market or the potential market. If your use is likely to result in economic loss to the copyright holder, then it is less likely to be considered fair use. Be creative. If ever you wonder whether a certain action would infringe on the copyright of someone else, the question to ask is this a creative work on my account, or am I simply drawing from the creativity of someone else? Examples: scanning something yourself does not, by itself, give you a new copyright over anything. Taking a screenshot of a video or a computer program does not generate a new copyright. To recap, to avoid copyright violation, you should know the facts, remember your responsibilities, and when in doubt, get permission.